can't believe people play with people's intelligence the way they play with people's intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living, but...
It's called 50 a complete hypocrite, saying that if Big Meech is a snitch, then 50 is basically a cop. Out.
You know what's a sucker to me? A sucker is who pick who he fight with.
Right.
Like if you sit and you go, oh, I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck with him, but I'll fuck with this one.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight you think you can beat.
And I called Jay Prince in them out. I'm saying,
yeah.
He didn't say nothing to Wack. So when you come talking to me, I feel like you're very selective. This is exactly what I meant last week when I was talking about street is being selective.
So, I'm calling out Jay Prince. He never said anything about Wack, but now he's coming after me. Allegedly, Jay Prince is sending threats to 50 Cent for dissing Big Meech, claiming he might take action if 50 keeps calling Meech a rat. But we all know 50 doesn't stay quiet when someone takes a shot at him. This time, it seems like Jay Prince might have poked the wrong bear. There are so many layers to this, and Jay Prince's history doesn't exactly help his case. His name has been tied to all sorts of shady business, extortion rumors, dice games that don't add up, and even rumors about him and his son being involved in Takeoff's death. If 50 decides to expose Jay Prince's dirty laundry, he's going to have a lot to work with. In fact, 50 has already seemingly responded to Jay Prince's alleged threats on Instagram, reminding everyone just how he handles things when someone tries to play him. But is Jay Prince really defending Big Meech? What exactly did he say to threaten 50? And is he making a massive mistake by going after one of the pettiest guys in the industry? Let's break this down.
I'm gonna answer a few of y'all questions, then I'm gonna have to go about my business. You see, I'm just relaxing, letting God's apple on my face in a sucker-free environment.
So, yes, 50 Cent is still pressing Big Meech about those snitching accusations. He's not backing down from Meech, but he's not the only one taking shots. Recently, Top 5 took to social media to blast the former Kingpin for sliding into his DMs. In a video, he called Big Meech a rat and tagged 50 saying, 50 Cent, come get this fake 60-year-old Kingpin out my DMs before I crash out. Of course, it didn't take long for 50 to react, and he used the opportunity to troll Big Meech even more. He reshared Top 5's video with the caption, he probably wanted to borrow some money from you, gangster, LOL, while most of the industry is staying out of this mess. Trying not to get dragged into 50's beef with Big Meech, Jay Prince decided to step in, even though no one asked him to. Some gossip blogs recently reported that Jay Prince had been throwing shade at 50 on Instagram, accusing him of using Big Meech for clout. It seems like Jay Prince couldn't resist joining the conversation, even though he wasn't involved in the first place. Allegedly, Jay Prince posted and then quickly deleted a message claiming that Big Meech was worth over $100 million before going to prison, and that 50 used Meech's life to make money, only to now think he created the BMF brand. But that's not all. Some insiders say Jay Prince is also making sneaky moves behind the scenes, allegedly threatening to send his people after 50 to silence him. But 50 isn't backing down. In fact, he made it clear that no matter what they try, they'll never take him down. He dropped a clip from Training Day, letting everyone know that he's built for this and won't be intimidated. He wrote in the caption, "Get the message." Now, fans are clowning Jay Prince, saying he should stay in his lane because he doesn't want to attract attention to his own shady reputation. In case you didn't know, Jay Prince is the CEO and co-founder of Rap-A-Lot Records, one of Houston's legendary labels. He likes to call himself the King of Houston, and he's often seen as the unofficial security detail for big-name rappers who visit the city, ensuring they move around safely. But some people aren't buying the Protection Act. The streets are, saying Jay Prince and his son, Jazz, might be running a full-on extortion operation. If that wasn't shady enough, there are rumors about these dice games they host in Houston, where artists allegedly get lined up for a quick come-up. These rumors gained traction after Takeoff's tragic death, but he wasn't the first to lose his life at one of Jazz Prince's dice nights. Just a couple of months earlier, Chicago's Duke the Jeweler won $100K, but was reportedly robbed and killed before he even made it to his car.
maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the proper word, connected, properly connected, or whatnot.
Yeah, they getting tripped up on the semantics.
Yeah, they get stuck. I mean, right there, you stuck. So then you stuck on stupid, right?
Yeah.
You stuck on stupid, and you're not using your powers or access to powers that you have. You're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. We all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a blessing, really.
Real talk. Real talk.
Who want to have access to power and not use?
After Takeoff's passing, fans felt like he should have known better than to be around Jay Prince and the Mob Ties crew, especially after what happened with Duke the Jeweler. And with all the shady whispers about the Prince family, people believe Takeoff should have kept his distance. As for Patrick Xavier Clark, the man accused of pulling the trigger on Takeoff, he was officially indicted by a grand jury. But the trial date still hasn't been set, even though it's been almost 3 years since the crime. Here's where it gets real shady. Just a day after Patrick Xavier Clark was arrested, he somehow came up with a $1 million bond and was out on house arrest. Fast forward to November 2023, and suddenly the rules change. Clark was no longer on house arrest, and he didn't even have to wear an ankle monitor. The only thing he had to do was follow a curfew from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Fans are raising eyebrows over how Clark went from house arrest to basically moving around freely with just a curfew. It's bizarre how this whole case keeps taking unexpected turns, and they're still refusing to set a trial date. Now, let's get to the latest plot twist. Patrick Xavier Clark is standing firm on his innocence, and his lawyer, Letitia Cones Hollins, recently told Rolling Stone that her client didn't fire the shots that killed Takeoff. She also called out the investigators for their so-called evidence, claiming that the video footage and ballistics don't add up. When the trial finally happens, she's ready to tear their case apart.
Oh, so I had a dude call me, right? And that Junior been having some going on down there in Houston, bro. We got the media team in here. So it's an inside month. Yeah. Now this month, he's the one that's tied to the dude that makes the loaded dice. Right? Check the play out. All entertainers, when you go to Houston, stay away from Jay Prince Jr. The whole play going on. Here go the play right here. The play is a loaded dice. Now I'm gonna talk about something. Let me see if y'all catch up with what I'm saying. The entertainer invites him in, act like he's covering for him, hanging out, everything is cool. Let's go here, let's go there, let's go here, let's go there. He introduces the dice game. He got 3 right, who rotate the dice. Now these dice is loaded. Tell me it's a Wolf, Big Caprice, and watch this, and Little Cam are the loaded dice rotators, right? He said, Wack, there was a situation that occurred that a certain jeweler around and got past the dice on accident and was hitting all them for a couple hundred. They got irritated about that. I ain't gonna go too far into that story because, right, boom. The only way they could get their money back was however their money back. He said, but Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice are the three designated to say I'm up, I got the next, and they pass the dice to each other, but they loaded, but they shooting against the motherfuckers in town, the entertainer, right? They say Jay Prince Jr., he get 30% of whatever the take is.
The allegations against Jay Prince don't stop there, though. His name has been tied to extortion rumors for years, but things have been heating up recently. Take, for example, the time in July 2020 when NBA YoungBoy was allegedly robbed in Houston.
Beware of with Jay Prince Jr. when he talked about let's go shoot some dice. Because the loaded dice crew of three, Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice. We know Lil Cam in there because I believe somehow, some way, he was caught up in the dice situation. Rest in peace, Takeoff. I don't know what's going on. But what I do know is this. Jay Prince Jr. got a whole thing that when y'all come into town, hold on, bro. Didn't they say Fifth Ward earlier that day shooting dice?
Yep, that's a fact. That word been out, Wack. That word been out. We been had that memo.
And then, so I've been getting hit all day, and it got to the point at the thing where Quavo like, that is the dice. If you're a motherfucking artist, entertainer, and you been down there to Houston with the hosting of Jay Prince Jr., and that it led you to a dice game, and you was getting hit for all your and you remember three by the name of Big Caprice, Wolf, or Lil Cam, y'all need to get on Jay Prince Jr. bumper because it was a lineup. Y'all need to holler at that because his people then told me inside, he said, Wack, we the one give him the mother loaded dice.
Who goddamn Quavo was arguing with before he walked out?
I think the argument was about the dice. So, his name was Duke the Jeweler. They said Boosie set him up. Now your story makes more sense. He died with all his jewelry on. Lil Cam was shooting that night when Takeoff died too. They said DJ Pat Bullet was a bullet that Takeoff. Also, Cam was the one shooting dice, so he had to load the dice. Now, for Boosie, they must have switched the dice up. Either they was gonna have a no, Boosie was supposed to have the loaded dice, and they must have switched it, gave it to the wrong.
When YoungBoy saw what was happening, he didn't play along. He clapped back, calling Jay Prince a shady figure who uses the checking in process as a cover to extort rappers when they visit Houston. He wasn't having any of it. And it's not just YoungBoy. Cameron and Ma have also called out Jay Prince, accusing him of being behind some shady business with rappers. They even said that Drake, one of Jay Prince's proteges, got embarrassed by Kendrick Lamar, and that Jay Prince wasn't standing up for him. Jay Prince's reputation is getting more sketchy by the day, and fans are starting to believe that he's making a huge mistake by going after 50 Cent and jumping into the Big Meech drama. 50 has a long history of exposing people, and if he decides to go after Jay Prince, it's not going to be pretty. He's got plenty of material to work with, from the dice game rumors to the alleged extortion tactics. So what do you think? Is Jay Prince making a mistake by going after 50 Cent, or does he actually have a point? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and don't miss the next video.